So hi, Holy Noise Podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Glory.
And we're here with...
And I'm Jay from UnityTX, aka Shaolin G, whatever you want to call me.
There are some questions about the upcoming album, FERALITY. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response, the announcement so far?
Oh, dude, it's been super sick. It's the fact that people are excited for once. Like, you know, this is like the anticipation that I kind of expected Mad Boy to have, at least from like our local friends, because like we were still just a local band buzzing back then. But like now that I see and talk to so many people from so many different places and stuff, they're all like, I can't wait for the album. It's a good feeling, man.
Yeah, dude, the album is fucking batshit insane.
Oh my god. Yeah. I genuinely, album is so fucking good. I mean that just wholeheartedly. So fucking good.
Dude, thank you.
Hell yeah.
Of course. Mm-hmm. So is there any meaning behind the album title or cover art?
I mean, like, really, it's kind of like one of those things. I always say like, and I try to stop that, but okay. It's one of those things where I felt for so long we've like tried to work our hardest and get in the door, or at least like get some sort of like thing going for the band, because it always seems like we get a little bit of buzz and then it dies out, and then you know, I'm doing so much stuff, people ask me to do things that they expect me to do pretty much with a snap of a finger, which is possible, but also, you know, me as someone who needs things in order to keep going and stuff, you know, I ask for these things and I don't get it, so it kind of makes you feel like an animal. You know, the whole thing about virality is like feeling like an animal being trapped in a cage and just kind of like being tormented and stuff, because everyone, they always want you to do something, but if you ask for like, you know, the most simplest thing, like for me, it's just, you know, being cordial or just understanding the vision or idea that I've been trying to hone in on for the past almost 10 years. It seems to get ignored a lot, so I just kind of like reached my breaking point. This year has been very chaotic, to say at the least, you know, starting with Europe and then doing a bunch of other stuff. I was in the studio for a month making this album, and the only song that I came in, you know, with already being done isn't even like on the actual release. Oh, wow. You know, so everything else was just written like in the studio.
Good.
Damn. I feel like you kind of perfectly described like the music industry. It's just like it's all a bunch of creatives, but like everybody is just putting each other down. There's like, you have to find your support system or else you'll fucking go crazy.
Fucked. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty disheartening, dude, but like for the most part, I get so tired of being like a grown ass man being a wham wham boo boo ass motherfucker about this shit, because it does seem like, oh, pick me, but it's more like, hey, this is like something that actually has substance and like, you know, representation for a lot of the smaller audiences in this scene who could, you know, use that light. And as much as I try to write for this and like be true to myself and stuff, I feel like a lot of the time people it's like too real for them. At first it started off at the fact that I was just saying like, you know, ethnic, you know, just saying N-word on stuff, and everyone's just like, oh, well, can we sing along with it? And then eventually they found a way around that, and it's just like now everyone has found this new profound like new metal vibe from all these new kids who just, you know, like, I'm not trying to down on them, but it's like all these new kids are coming out with this like new metal sound, or like trying to do this stuff that like we've been doing for almost 10 years.
Yep.
And I see a lot of them like getting bags and stuff, and it's like, yeah, it could have been a wrong time, you know, for us, wrong place. We could have been ahead of the curve, which we probably were for a lot of people, but now I see that this is a unanimous thing, and everybody's like getting deals off of like making hard hitting parts with like little rap beats or like little, you know, things like this. It's like it's like, hey, yo, you know.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You're preaching to the fucking choir right here, because I've been trying to figure out like the best way to say that exactly, but it's always so difficult to say it without saying like, you guys are just fucking over like what the Black community in the scene has been trying to do for so fucking long. But it's That's it. I'll just
Yeah, we don't have enough people surrounding us to be able to talk about it comfortably.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever we do, it often gets minimized, or people be like, well, everyone goes through stuff like that. But it's like, for most of us who are Black doing this stuff, like, we've had to deal with people being like confusing us for one another, or being like, oh, you remind me of Seven Dust, or you remind me of like Skindred, or blah, 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 blah. Like, I've even gotten people being like, oh, you remind me of Waka Flocka or something like that. Yeah, it's like, it's insane, man. But like, for the most part, all I want to do is just be the entity in this scene who is stepping forward, because before there wasn't very many Black people in the scene who were stepping forward with bars, who were actually doing stuff with metal music. And now that there is, everyone's kind of like trying to like weasel away from Unity and be like, nah. Them over here got this, because no diss to the other artists that they compare us to, but I'm like, there are more artists than horror, there are more artists than Fever. Shout out to Jason, because Jason has always shown us love ever since the very beginning, of our like relationship and stuff. But there are so many more artists doing things and stuff, but the industry likes to make us feel like there can only be one.
Yep.
And we're constantly dealing with that, but I'm hoping with this record it truly kicks down the doors and gives the visibility to us the way that we need to be, shown to the public. Because I'm tired of constantly having to like, ask like, everyone around me being like, yo, can we do something to get a better visual, like, or like more representation? Like, we don't have all the money in the world, but I can do the things that I want to get the visual out there, use TikTok, this and that and stuff. But that doesn't really help the industry. That only gets us more consumers, which is fine. But it'd be nice for a brother to get on, some of those playlists that be boosting artists.
Yeah.
There are a lot of smaller bands that I've, been in a grit with for years and stuff that are doing things, and they look at us and they're like, you guys are doing it, you guys are up there. I'm like, nah, man, our engine's just going. Like, we still got places to be, we still got a lot of stuff to do, but it feels good to finally hear the engine start.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And with all the stuff that I try to do with Unity and everything, I still don't believe that we're strong enough to have our own headlining tour or like headlining show, because I just feel like people are so like not driven into our music the way that I feel like they could be. There are a lot of artists out here who have people who like, I can't have the type of support most of these other artists have, because I feel like what we do is just it's weird. It's weird to explain, because a lot of the kids who understand what we're trying to do and stuff, they're not very popular amongst other people. So we do speak for the kids who like have no friends, and like, the kids who like have been like kind of outcasted and stuff. Like, I was with the goth kids in high school and stuff, and a lot of those kids really fuck with Unity and stuff, but like the hardcore kids or whatever and stuff like that, it's a different wave, and I'm not going to get into that, but I definitely noticed the separation and those type of groups.
Absolutely. Yeah. So are you able to tell us a little bit about your writing process for the album?
So for the most part, I try to go to my homie in LA and like write a song. It didn't really go too well, just because like everyone was like on my like just on my ass about it. And I had just got back from Europe like a week before, after a month, like 31 days in Europe, 1 day off, just nonstop playing shows. I didn't even get a chance to like think. It was just sleep, wake up, play a show, do all this and that, sleep, So I went to LA. I tried to write a song. Label didn't really fuck with it at all. And then I just kept trying. So I hit up one of my other homies who lived like 30 minutes away from me, went over to his place and did a few songs. And then we cut one song out of that stuff. And I went to the studio. And before I went to the studio, I actually was like, just sitting here at my desk and producing rock shit. I just play guitar and all this stuff, and I felt something about it. So before I left to go to the studio, I just put up like 4 little beat snippets, but like one of the last ones was just me playing rock shit and doing the stuff, and people were like, that one's hot, that one's hot. Now I went to the studio and knocked that out along with like I think we did like 15 songs, but we cut technically we cut 13 and then cut down to 11. It was a cool process writing it because, you know, it's just me writing all the guitar and bass and stuff. So I was just in the studio with Wade, just chopping up. We were going back and forth, just kind of like figuring out the vibe and stuff. And I felt like I kind of like introduced him to like a new kind of like approach to music, especially with like rock shit, because he was kind of confused at first. He was like, what are we doing with this, you know, like but I had to explain to him and like kind of play the guitar and then all these other parts, and I was like, do this, and then we did the bass and everything, and then it was like halfway through that process he was like, yo, this is a really cool song, man. And I was just like, sick. It feels good to like have people understand that. But you know, with this record, it was like I felt like the people on our end was like expecting like a Mad Boy 2. And as much as I would love to do that, I wrote that song or I wrote that record whenever I was, you know, in the absolute worst time of my life. You know, I was homeless, couch surfing, and before then I was living in a garage writing this fucking shit and everything. So it was like I went through the absolute grinder to make that record, and it's gotten appreciation, but I don't think it got the appreciation that it should have.
Yeah.
Only because a lot of people didn't know about us back then.
Yeah.
So now that we're with Ferality, we have all kinds of stuff. I just wanted to just give a compilation of like my abilities on this record, so where I can still talk about the same shit, but it's a different genre, you know, like I don't know if y'all, I mean, I'm sure y'all probably listened to the whole entire thing, but Diamond Eyes, that was like kind of like my left field. It was like kind of in reminiscent of Bleer from like our Hellway EP, where it's like you kind of do something for the little, you know, the little gothies, little e-girls and stuff. You know, you got to pull everyone in, especially for a band like us who, you know, always gets downed on by neckbeards and stuff like that. Like, you know, like I want to pull in more than just the typical metalhead. I want these Rolling Loud kids. I want these people who go to Riot Fest, you know, like I want to be able to like have people who, you know, TikTok has a lot of people and I have yet to tap into like every single one of them, but there are people everywhere who need to be attended to. And I feel like for the most part, you can't do that by just playing the same 7 songs over and over every record, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if I'm understanding correctly, was the album like written and recorded this year? Because you were talking about Europe at the beginning of the year. So is it all this year?
Yeah, everything was recorded in like 2.5 weeks in April.
God
Holy
damn.
shit, that's a quick turnaround.
Wasted no time on that one.
Yeah, I've kind of been like put like that. Like our manager Tom is like very strict about like getting stuff done really quick. Like I did Mad Boy and I want to say probably like 7-8 days. Damn, and I did Hellway in like a week. I mean, for a fact that dude does not play around with studio time whatsoever. But I'm just one person doing all this, so it's a little hard, you know, like some of the guitar work might not be the best, you know, because I don't play guitar as much as I used to, you know, but I do what I can. I am very good with finding notes and rhythms and like, you know, progressing those and making something else. But you know, 3 weeks to do all this stuff, I was a little stressy at first, but luckily this experience with Wade was so fluid. Like, I had somewhere to stay that was like, you know, chilling. So like, you know, it was cool. And then our Airbnb went out and then I was crashing with a friend and all I would do is go to the studio with Wade, record. I would record and then I smoke mid-sesh, record some more, and then I go to my homies, smoke, chill, you know, go sleep, wake up the next day. It was perfect. You know, that's all I want to do in my life. It's just smoke, record music, and then make a banging ass record. So I felt very, very chill about it. The amount of time that we have to do things, like, I completely get it. If we have like 3 weeks to do it, it's go time. You know, that's a part of being hungry, and that's a part of being like the dog in the business. It's like you have to do these things in order for people to be like hip on it. Like, you know, with the rock shit video, I saw some other people talking about how we posted the video shoot stuff at the beginning of June. And they were like, well, if this is the turnaround they had, that was a really quick turnaround, which was less than a month, you know, but it's the way that we have to move. And I hope that these moves actually help us you know, get into spaces that we haven't been in before, because we're just grinding the hell out of it. And I see a lot of other bands are grinding, but we're grinding in a way that you know, is difficult, because people from Dallas don't get this type of love or support when it comes to music. You have so many bands that come out of Dallas, like I Am and Creeping Death, and you know, like we had bands like Power Trip and stuff, but it was like it takes like 3 times the uphill battle for us to get the roses and flowers that we deserve for the stuff that we do, as opposed to other people, because Dallas is already a hard place to get out of, and like everyone here wants to be somebody, and they can't handle the fact that their friend is doing well without helping them. So it's like, you know, you have to work so hard to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's obviously really fucking stressful, just all of that on your shoulders. How do you combat just that stress and anxiety of, I have to work fucking 10 times over just because where I am, and also the fucking scene that you're kind of fighting for a spot in? How do you deal with that?
I mean, first off, I smoke a lot of weed, so that definitely helps me. I'm a very like aggro, but like, yeah, I'm pretty angry all the time. But it's like I think it's just I want it to work so bad, and everything. It's like, you know, the crybaby in me just be like, you know, fuck, you know. That's all I want to do all the time. It's just like screaming. I think Ferality helps me get that point across. Is like, if I'm just talking and I randomly start screaming, it's like, yeah, all right, that makes sense. I don't know. It's just one of those things where I feel like I just have to do it. If I don't, then someone else will do it, and they won't be able to handle that. I've watched so many artists, not in the metal world, but like hip hop artists, like rap artists, you know, they get the big break, and then they start getting lost in the sauce. They get tied up in the drugs and this and that, and they overdose, or, you know, they go through some beef with somebody, and they have like, you know, they're so clouded up to the point to where, you know, they just completely get lost in that whole entire lifestyle and stuff, and then lose themselves and everything. But I try not to do that. I stay home, I smoke a lot of weed, play a lot of video games and stream on Twitch, just try to connect with my people. And then occasionally, like, I'll go out and like drink, but it's hard to even go out and drink, because like I don't like to be like drinking like that. I just like socializing with people, seeing my friends and stuff. But everyone comes up to me and they know me from either doing Unity, or they know me from doing Emo Night, or they know me from doing TikTok. So it's like, it's hard to be kind of just out there and chilling with the rest of everyone else without someone like, you know, trying to be like, hey, blah, 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 can you, you know, or scream or this or that, you know. It's a lot to take in. So really, I guess a lot of the time I'm like an introvert about everything. I don't respond to like 80% of the messages and texts I get, because it's just like, all right, I wake up, I have maybe like 12 people hitting me up. 3 people are talking about something with substance, being my manager, bandmate, and probably someone who's like trying to pay me for a feature, or, you know, something like that. But people aren't thinking the way I'm thinking. I wake up every day, I'm like, how can I make money today? How can I, you know, feed myself today? How can I get more money to prepare for this tour? How can I get money to, you know, run this clothing brand that I've been thinking about and stuff? So it's like, you know, I'm not focused on anything else but the grind. And with that, you know, it comes with a lot of my frustration. That's why I'm frustrated a lot of the time, because like I'm not always successful in the things that I want to try to accomplish. And I beat myself up about it a lot, but you know, you have to get through it in order to like know what you're worth, and you know, so and so on. It's just, it's a lot to take in. Realistically, I just try not to let it get to me.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure. So, what song off this album took the longest to write, and which one is your personal favorite?
Holy shit. So the song that took the fucking longest to write was Sting.
Okay.
And Sting was like, I wrote that back in 2020. And it was just like one of those songs where I wrote it and it had a breakdown in the middle, and like it was like I thought the song was cool. Everyone else thought the song was cool, but they just wasn't rocking with the breakdown in the middle of it, so I had to change it. And I still think this thing is like it's hard. It's hard. It's definitely got balls on it.
Yeah.
But it's like the Lance Armstrong of the record. It's like, you know, like it has like half of the energy, because I feel like I didn't go hard vocally on it. But it was like I wrote that song, and then I wrote Power, World of Malice, and Burnout all in the same session. So Sting was like, I was trying to get into the swing of the stuff. That was like the first song on the record I'm pretty sure I recorded.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a little weak, but it's fine. My personal favorite on the song, or on the record, I really love Power. Power is just like it's like my radio banger, but like it's got this like real like drop dead gorgeous breakdown in the middle of it, and it just it makes me feel like, you know, like I'm within the legends of the late 2000s and stuff, like the scene shit. I try to sprinkle the scene shit with a little bit of hood and a little bit of like alternative, you know, with this with our music. So that one was cool. And then I really like damn, that one's not even on the record. Okay. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, even though it's like already out, like I still love Malice, you know, because Malice like really was like, when I was in the studio writing it, I was like, okay, I factor in the shit that people say online when they're like, oh, these vocals aren't hard, or there aren't enough riffs or anything like that. So I'm like, all right, motherfucker, let me show you something real quick.
Yeah.
You know? And I threw Malice together, and it was like the first time that I did like full screaming vocals on a track in a hot minute. So I was like a little hesitant on it, you know, with the live. Like I started off slow, started rapping it, and I started to get into like screaming it and this and that. And like now here we are, I'm fully doing the vocals. And everyone's like, yo, Malice is hard, you know. And then they were saying that was like the best song they've ever heard from us. And then they heard Rock Shit, and they're like, okay, this is the best song I've heard from you guys. Which is like sick, because I'm glad that people are indulging in it and aren't just being like, play Cross Me, play Ruckus, you know. And I'm glad that we're like kind of like maturing out of that era, because I love Mad Boy to death. Like that'll always be like my heart and soul. But I feel like Ferality is like where we get into the space where I want to be, where we can potentially get radio play, where we can be put in a video game or something like that. You know, we can get like, you know, our stuff can get synced into like a TV show or something like that, because that's where I want this band to be. And I want us to be able to achieve those things, but we can't, I feel like we can't really achieve things, especially in our vein, as like a specific hardcore band or like a specific like metal band. I feel like it wouldn't get any further than the ceiling of this scene. So I'm trying to blast past that, you know, even if it's just like an inch past it, you know, that's, you know, we've already passed the ceiling and we're on to like a bigger and broader audience and stuff. Like,
absolutely.
It takes time.
Yeah, it does.
All a work in progress, you know. So how'd the track list for the album come about? Did you guys write the opener of the opener, close be a closer, to shuffle around and see what fits? What was that process like?
Oh, with like the track listing?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, keep it a buck with you. Like, they really just hit me up and they were like, hey, we need to order these tracks and stuff. And like, I was just sitting in my room. I was probably laying in bed and I was just like, okay, well, let me listen to these songs. You know, I got to listen to the end of the song to see how the tail goes into the next song.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it was a little rough. I think the only thing that I may have done a little weird was put Diamond Dice before Power.
Mm.
But I like, it was weird. Like, the beginning of the record is so experimental and everything, and then the rest of the record is just heavy.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, all right, if you can get through like the first like 6 songs or whatever of the record, then it's like, all right, you're smooth selling for the rest. But it's just like, you know, just follow me real quick for these first few, you know, like, that's what you got to do, because if you do it the opposite way, then the rest of the record won't even get listened to.
Yeah.
You know, I feel bad because like Peace of Mind and like Better Days and like I used to Look Up to You on Mad Boy just gets astronomically overlooked.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's crazy, but like, you know, these are songs that deserve to be listened to as well. So I'm gonna try to, probably not with the next record, I think we'll write some crazier shit, but I want to try to get the experimental stuff like in the beginning and the middle, that way people don't get too bored right away. It's gonna always be something that catches you off guard. It goes from like Riding Away is like heavy new metal or whatever to like Burnout, and then it goes straight into Diamond Eyes. It is like people are like, they're gonna listen to it and be like, what the fuck is this?
Just hit after hit.
Yeah. But I truly hope that people believe that every song on this record, I mean, at least 90% of the songs on this record will be a hit, because, you know, I don't like to write mediocre music, and I listen to a lot of music, and I believe that I have a pretty good sense of songwriting. So I'm hoping for the best, but the track listing just had to end with Malice. It had to. I didn't want to put Malice in the middle because it's already so widely known. You know, and it got released like 6 months ago. So it's like, you know, like, I feel like if people know that that's at the end, they can be excited for it. They're like, I can't wait to see what else they got leading into. Yeah. And then having Fake Love right before Malice is like, okay, yeah, you know, like, give them that little hardcore vibe, and then it just straight just ass beater at the end.
Yeah.
Love that.
Fuck yeah. So would you be able to tell us where headspace is at while you're creating the record? You kind of went into it a little bit already in the beginning, but if you want, you could go a bit more in depth. Completely up to you.
I was keep it a buck, like, I was real fucked up about a lot of shit. You know, it's not easy doing a lot of this stuff, especially like touring, you know, nonstop. And we've been like touring like almost every month essentially since last August. So you know, like, my headspace was like really fucked up because, you know, I'm doing all these tours and we're not making enough money to handle our bills, and everyone is coming home, you know, upset, not because, you know, of the touring and stuff, but just because we just have to work twice as hard to make our rent money for 2 months that we were gone. And, you know, it's hard to really just be in a positive mindset about things. Like, I've tried my hardest to be cool about stuff, but I feel like March was very distant, only because I knew I had to write and everything, and I was like trying to stay within like my work vibe, which is like, you know, DJ MC stuff. So like trying to be in these spaces where everyone's partying, having a good time and stuff, and I'm just like, man, I am so broke. I got a record to write next month. I have you know, so much shit on my plate right now. It's like I was just trying to keep it together. So when I started writing a record, I was like, I couldn't think of anything positive. Like, I don't think there was very much of any kind of positivity really coming out of the record. It was just me just wringing out every bit of bullshit that I've just been like bottling in for a long time. And I have a very big problem with like bottling in stuff, especially whenever I have stuff to do, because I know that if I just stop and focus on that mental stuff, the shit won't get done. And nobody else cares, because I tried to express that once before and they were like, okay, well, when can we get something, you know? And I mean, I don't like to point fingers or anything. I understand this is the music industry and it's entertainment based and stuff, and people don't care about how the artist truly feels and stuff, because if they did, a lot of us would be we'd be well off, you know, with our mental, you know. But a lot of the time, you know, like I just really I'm not addicted to it, but I just rely on smoking just because I'm like, all right, well, if I'm mad as fuck right now and I dumb myself down a little bit, I could probably handle a little bit of this stuff, or a lot of it. You know, that's just like really it. Like before I started smoking, I was always like, I would, you know, be on the edge of like life with stuff. But it's just helped me. And this record, I feel like, has helped me too, because it was a very cathartic release. I got a lot of things off my chest.
Absolutely.
And it keeps going, but this one felt like what I was going through was actually put into the record, and it's heard. It's like the record just, I get excited when I think about it, but then I think about when people are like looking at the lyrics and they're like, what?
Yeah, absolutely. So this question should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe this album for new listeners in 3 words, no more, no less.
Dope as fuck.
Dope as fuck. Hell yeah. Accurate. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You know, because I feel like with the amount of shit that I put into it, like you got Picture This, which is like straight hip hop, you know, and then you got like Fake Love Hardcore, Riding Away, Killing Alchemy is like this like new metal crossover with like heaviness, and then like Power, like grunge, you know, like for the girlies who like to do the nasty while listening to the music or whatever, like
shake a little ass, you know, pop some pussy in the pit, you know.
Oh, I'll try to do this for the girlies right now, because bro, the girlies are listening. And they listen better than the bros do.
This is true.
And I'm here for it. Every bit of it.
Fuck yeah. Yeah. Fucking yeah. I get it.
No, I'm not gonna lie. I think y'all are cool as fuck. I enjoy watching y'all stuff. So if I'm a little overexcited right now, it's just because I admire what y'all do.
Really appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. As I said before, I'm a big fan. So just being able to talk to you about this record and also hearing the record in advance, it's just it's a fucking honor, honestly.
Glory sent me Mad Boy a while ago, probably like 2020, and she was like, this band is cool as shit. Now go get them on the podcast. And I was like, I'll go try. And 3 or 4 attempts, and we're finally here. So
yeah, I feel like we like tried to like organize something before, and then I think I was like, yeah, let's do it, and then we didn't hear about it. I don't know if we were in Europe at the time, but
we were supposed to do something. We DM'd about it, and then you were like, I'm going in the studio. Hit me up when we're done in the studio. And then I either never hit you up or never heard back from you. And then we were supposed to interview you about your side project at the tail end of last year, but it was so late into the end of the year where it just got lost in the sauce in the rescheduling process.
Yeah.
So but we're here now. And that is what matters.
Yeah. Exactly.
Absolutely. I appreciate that, dude. Like I definitely am one of those people that has to be chased down to get stuff done. Cause like really I'd be like down for whatever. Like especially if I'm at home and I'm just sitting here on my computer. But for the most part, I'm usually away from my computer. I'm out, I'm about. I don't like to pay attention to things too much because I don't want to have to like stop everything that I'm doing to, wow, my voice has been beating my ass. Stop everything that I've been doing to like, you know, try to get these things out of the way. Like I did one interview with a podcast whenever I was on the Loath tour, and I was in a green room, and it was the most loudest, just noisiest interview I've ever done. And I was like, never again.
Yeah.
Let me give y'all the sound and the quality that y'all deserve to have for your quality podcast, you know?
Yeah.
I appreciate
the green room interviews are always interesting because like shit Wi-Fi, people coming in and out.
It's always fucking hilarious.
Apple AirPod fucking quality, and the video's a potato, and it's like, is that guy even paying attention to what I'm saying? Because 6 people just walked past him. You know.
Is he frozen or is he just looking at us? It's always a
I had to be in that room on that tour with like 2 other bands howling in the background, and they were like, dude, I'm sorry if they heard us. I was like, I mean,
I don't even know if they're gonna put the damn thing out.
I think they put it out, and it was like no one really cared. I don't know if it was because like, you know, like I'm not a prominent figure in like their corner yet, or if it was just that bad sounding. But I was like, yeah, maybe we should do something a little proper next time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's fair.
Well, luckily we're not in a green room today.
Thank God.
Yeah. I mean, if someone tries to interview me on tour, I'd rather just do it in a van. I feel like that's just much easier.
Yeah. Just not while the van is moving, because that also sucks.
Yeah.
Oh no. I truly feel like I can't do interviews around my bandmates a lot of the time, because it's nothing like wrong, but I just feel like I just get too emotional.
Oh.
Everyone's gonna be like, damn.
And then they go make fun of you. You're the joke of the night.
Nah, it's not even like that. Nah, we all emotional as hell. It'd be cool as hell, but I just be like, I'd be making eye contact with them, and I'd be like,
you're hearing this too, huh?
Yeah. No, it's all good. I love the fact that everyone's giving us light to shine on their platforms, and everyone's giving a fuck. I hope that one day it can be a full band interview, you know, for the rest of the guys and stuff. But also I'm super hyped that everyone is trying to tap in with me and get me on board before things start to get popping, because I don't know how things are going to be 6 months from now. I hope they're doing tremendously well.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Only time will tell. And having good spirits about the future and stuff is the only thing that I could really have right now.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Love that. So are you able to touch on any particularly challenging or standout moments from the creation of this album, positive or negative?
Lyrics. I was just, like it's easy to be like, yeah, I'm gonna record the guitar and bass for this record and then program the drums before my drummer records the real drums, but I'm sitting here, I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna do lyrics for 13 songs in a matter of like a week and a half, if anything? But that's why I find myself, I feel like I'm like running in circles a lot, or it's like repetition and stuff. So I try to just like think about what I wrote and say Hail Mary or something like that. And I'm like, maybe I'll pay it and reminiscent to that, but I don't want to say the same thing. And with other songs like Diamond Eyes and stuff, I just wanted to give a vibe. I wanted to give like a visual to it. So it was not easy, but that's why I take a little pride in having my last name be Webster. I feel like I could be somewhat of a wordsmith. I think that I held it together for this album. I held it together pretty well. Like some of the bars I hear in it, I'm like, I probably couldn't have said that, but it was necessary at the time.
Yeah.
Like I want to say for like metal and like a hip hop crossover, Killing Alchemy is probably the most interesting lyrical curated song that I've ever done, because I'm like saying ho and stuff like that. I was just like, yeah, like
you're having fun with it.
Yeah, I really had fun with this record. But the making the lyrics for it was something else. Like whenever I wrote Power, in World of Malice, I wrote World of Malice with no cuss words.
Damn.
Oh shit.
There's no cuss words in World of Malice. And then in Power, there's only 2. I really wanted to see if I could push the agenda of what I'm doing by writing music without cuss words, but still having it heavy as dog shit.
Yeah.
Because I already cuss enough live as it is. You know, if we're gonna have like people like playing our stuff, you know, for like their kids and this and that and stuff, I would like to, you know, have a standing chance at, you know, at least being clean about it.
Exactly. You have a couple clean songs that they can play for the kids.
Yeah. I gotta do it for everybody.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So for this question, I want you to picture you're on tour, you're at a gas station for a rest stop. What is your snack of choice?
Oh my god, man. Yo, this shit gonna take my life away one day. Fucking Takis.
Oh my god.
Takis.
They're fucking unreal.
I can't stop with Takis.
They're so addictive, dude.
Dude,
I don't know what it
can't get
is.
behind them. I'm sorry. I'm the odd one out. I'm gonna let you guys
They're
have
so
this.
good. They're so fucking dangerous. I gotta like every time I'm in the convenience store, I'm like, I can't do it. I can't fucking do it, man.
Dude, like I'm not even gonna lie. Like I don't eat like pastries. I don't eat like honey buns or nothing like that. I don't even like really eat chips anymore unless like I really just eat tortilla chips or like
tortilla chips.
Or I fuck with salt and vinegar or jalapeno chips, like the kettle chips. Yo, those go dummy. But like the Takis is just like, bro, I just be having my way with them. You know, they just nice. They covered in seasoning, so you just gotta go through the motion with them. I really be like laying up half sleep in the van, just like I'm out.
Yeah,
you know. But it's cool. I can't think of any better snack than that because like I try to keep my diet, especially for things that I do, because like I don't work out as much as I would like to. Actually, I don't work out at all. But I try to keep like my shape and not indulge in junk food and stuff because I used to be like really fat. And then I lost weight in like 2017. And ever since then, like, you know, I kind of have been strict to, you know, not eating junk food and stuff. And then pandemic happened and I was eating the super hot flaming limon Doritos and those are going crazy.
Those are good. Those are really fucking good.
They made me gain some weight and I was like, all right, maybe I should cut back. You know, but a bag of Takis don't hurt if you like them, you know.
But they do hurt. But they don't. They're good going in. That's all.
All right. I'm gonna say though.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna say though, like, I do get a little worried being in my 30s eating stuff like that. But also at the same time, that's like the only bad thing that I eat.
Yeah.
Like
I don't. One thing.
Yeah. I don't eat beef. I don't eat pork. I don't eat burgers. You know, like I really
turkey burger.
I could fuck with a turkey burger, but I don't have those accesses, you know. Like fair. I love me some plant-based food, but like my diet really just consists of like seafood and chicken, you know. And I try to do that stuff, but like whenever I eat like really bad, like I remember when I would eat beef or pork after, I would just feel like shit, like absolute shit. So I'm like, I could spoil myself with a bag of Takis.
Why the hell not?
Hell yeah.
I have like one donut here and there and I feel like shit after, you know?
Yeah. But it's good in the moment.
Yeah.
You know, you enjoy that shit.
Absolutely.
It's nice.
Exactly. Fuck it. So on the topic of food, if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be and why?
Jambalaya.
Jambalaya? Why?
Because we got a little bit of everything, you know? You got your meat, you got your rice, you got your broth. Like, it's good, it's savory, you know, like it's something that you can pull out later and be like, damn, this shit still tastes good.
Yeah, it got better, actually.
It definitely got better. And it's still good when it's cold if you eat it like that, you know? But it's just like, no matter what form it is, it's still gonna be good to you because that's what it was to begin with. I can't think of any other dish, and I haven't eaten jambalaya in a long time, but I know jambalaya is that dish.
Yeah, it's reliable.
Oh yeah. So for the last couple questions, we're gonna shift completely away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with drink?
I thought he was talking about the record label. I was like, that's a dream right there.
No, I wish.
What would be my last meal and drink? Yeah. Hold on a second. Hold on. I'll try to think of things that I enjoy. I mean, honestly, if I'm gonna die, I'm gonna eat the juiciest fucking steak I can. Like, I know I don't be eating beef no more, but like, I ain't gotta deal with the meat sweats in the afterlife.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm gonna have me a good steak, give me some good old Pinot Grigio wine, like set me up. Like, like I'll try to go out like a king. I don't know what I did, but like, I hope that they give me that meal. Or what's that one guy who was like, I want like 50 burgers, and he was like trying to like eat all of them or whatever. So like
I've heard of that.
Yeah. I wouldn't do that.
Nah,
bro.
Yeah.
Y'all about to zap me and see all this poop come out.
That's fucking nasty.
That's what death row is.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Damn. Someone has to clean that shit up. Like, actually, I just realized.
Literally.
Yeah, like literally.
Yeah. Well, on our death row, we hire someone to do that. We don't. Someone clean the
still
shit
has
up.
to do that.
But we're paying them. Who gives a shit?
That's true.
Yeah.
They're cool with that.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. But yeah, I would definitely go out with a real nice juicy steak prepared by Salt Bay with the little. He got the everything. I'll be watching him on Instagram. I'm like, bro, if I eat steak, that's my death wish right there. So I mean, I don't even need to be on death row. If I eat a steak, I might just die anyway.
I mean, it sounds like it, man. Sounds like it. So if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
Man, like high key, like the land of Adventure Time.
Yes. Yeah. I thought so.
Bro, because like it's just I want to see Princess Bubblegum's why say it like that?
Whoa.
Princess Bubblegum.
Hey-o.
Princess
That's a
Bubblegum.
different Adventure Time, dude. What
Got
the
something
fuck?
to tell us over there?
Fucking Adventure Time videos have you been watching? Damn.
No, surprisingly, I've been scarred by like the Adventure Time like Rule 34 shit. Like it's like whenever Finn's in Marceline's bathroom and she's in the shower and he looks up, like someone has animated the actual thing, and I was like, I could have went my whole entire life without seeing this.
Exactly. Who said, oh no, they're missing a part. I gotta fucking animate this. They fucking dedicated weeks to that shit. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, people are weird.
Yeah.
But like high key though, like the land of going to like the Ice King's castle, it'd be cool.
That'd be
Meeting
cool
Gunther, hanging out with BMO, like all that good stuff. I love that show. I love, imagine just like meeting Lemon Grab. He's just like, like it's so sick. I love that show, and it has made me it has made life a little more tolerable with the fact that like, oh, they got this little, electronic like little Game Boy homie, and he's just cool. He talks shit sometimes and stuff. It's like the type of friendship that I need,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that show.
So I've not invested in the last question. Every single person that we've spoken to have said that it is the most important question. What's your favorite color?
It's crazy. It's like I know it's like the color for cowards, but yellow, because it resembles gold.
Okay, sorry, continue.
Oh, no, it's fine. It resembles gold, and also at the same time it resembles light, sunlight. And I love the sun. I love to feel like I can see everything and it's like natural beauty and everything. So for the most part, yellow is my thing. I don't look at it as a coward color as much as other people do, but I know that's like a war thing and stuff.
Okay.
And is that your favorite color?
Yeah, that's why I was like, color for cowards. What the hell?
No. I think that's what they call people like in war or something like that. Like if they like take themselves out, they're like yellow or something like that.
Yeah. I remember I fucking heard it in like Back to the Future. Don't call me yellow or something. He has like a whole build up.
Yeah.
To that
I used to watch a lot of MASH when I was a kid. And I'm pretty sure that was like something on there too.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, I try to stick true to yellow, and I found this Unicode, or not Unicode, but like this color code for a specific shade of yellow that represents like Dallas, and like it's like Dallas like little nickname and then the area code. And I found that in the yellow color thing. So I use that for a lot of stuff, especially the graphic design that I do for Unity stuff. I just, I'll just try to keep it and reminiscent at home. Never forget where I came from, even though I'm from Michigan, but it's all good.
Oh. That caught me the fuck off guard. What?
Yeah, I'm from Saginaw, Michigan, but like I only lived there for like 5, 6 years,
Okay.
and then I moved down here. But like I can't forget I'm from the Mid.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. No, that's completely fair. I thought. Okay.
What a bombshell to end off the interview. Let me tell you. But as I said, that's all the questions you have to say. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Well, first off, the new album comes out September 8th. We'll be on tour with Nothing Nowhere, Sea Space Cowboys, Static Dress. It's gonna be a phenomenal lineup.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait to do that. And if y'all really fuck with Unity, like pre-order this record. If this is out before then, please pre-order the record. Please get your tickets for this tour. I would like to meet every single person who is really excited about this record, who is really excited about Unity growing, who's really excited about the fact that there is representation for a small group of people in this scene. Yeah, I hope by next year everything has doubled. Yeah, because I've never released an LP before, like full-length record. I've not had any bad, like, labels happy, management's happy, fans are happy, writers are happy, interviewers, like every single person I've come across is content with this release. And it's a good feeling for me, who has been writing this since late 2013, early 2014. I feel good about the work and the skill that I've built up over the years. So I hope that this record just blows a lot of shit out of the water, including itself, Hell
yeah. All right. Well, thank you for sound. It's been Jay from UnityTX, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.